learning more tonight about the Palm Beach County Grand Jury's actions that indicted Jeffrey Epstein for sex crimes back in 2006 and the actions of prosecutors. Nearly 20 years later, the transcripts from the grand jury proceedings were released today by a judge.
And there are some who believe those transcripts shed light on how Epstein got what many believe was a very light punishment. Ari Height spoke with an attorney who represented many of Epstein's victims.
Ari Height, that lawyer had some harsh words for prosecutors.
Oh, he most certainly did. When I spoke to Spencer Kuvin today, he used words like despicable and sad. He says the prosecutors were cross-examining the victims as though they were the ones being investigated and not Jeffrey Epstein. These are the grand jury transcripts from 2006, unsealed after 18 years of secrecy. They include testimony from two girls who say they had sexual encounters with Jeffrey Epstein at his Palm Beach mansion, beginning when they were only 14 and 17 years old.
It allows the public to actually look at exactly what occurred with respect to this investigation.
Spencer Kuvin has represented 9 of Epstein's victims, including the one who was only 14 when she first met Epstein.
And I think what we see from these records is that the state attorney's office clearly, from the outset, was looking to tank their own investigation.
Kuvin says that because much of the time, the prosecutor appears to treat the victims as though they are the criminals, pointing out multiple times to the jury that the girls admitted to drinking, smoking pot, and shoplifting. The prosecutor seems to shift the blame from Epstein and onto the girls, telling one victim, "You aware that you committed a crime?" and telling the other she was committing prostitution yourself.
It's despicable what they did in actually tearing down their own clients or their own victims in this case.
Epstein was eventually indicted on a charge of solicitation of prostitution. He served 13 months in a private wing of the Palm Beach County Jail, allowed to leave 6 days a week for work release. Investigators say he then spent 13 more years abusing young girls before he was finally arrested again in 2019.
I think there's no doubt that if this investigation had been handled properly, that Epstein would have been stopped much earlier than he was.
And of course, a question that's still out there is why did prosecutors act like this? And that's a question that simply has not been answered. There are a lot of theories, but nothing concrete. If you would like to read the grand jury transcripts yourself, we've put a link to them on our website, WPBF.com, but I want to warn you, some of the testimony about the sex abuse is very detailed. Reporting live, Ari Height, WPBF 25 News.
Ari.